In this episode, we're going to talk about how to use on tenterhooks to grow and supersize your business. Now, this is an interesting expression, and I actually learned something new today because growing up, I always thought that the expression was tender hooves, like soft feet of an animal with hooves, probably a horse or a deer or something like that. No idea why I thought that, because I guess because to tread lightly or softly is sort of the same as the way you would treat or be around people that are really, really anxious or nervous or upset or painfully worried about how something is going to turn out. And on tenterhooks, tenter with a T is the expression that means somebody that's super anxious or worried or concerned about how a situation or something in their life is going to turn out. A tenter in the mid 1700s was a frame, was like a frame for stretching newly woven cloth. And the hooks that held the cloth in place onto the tenter frame, was called a tenter hook. And so the expression became really popular in the 1700s. If you were really nervous or worried about how something was going to turn out, or if you were super anxious, you were on tenters. And that expression transformed and morphed into on tenter hooks, because you were even more anxious or more worried or doubtful about how something was going to turn out. So how can we use the human nature? Because any expression that's been with us that long, even if we get it wrong in our mind and in our use of the expression, it means that it's pretty well ingrained in human behavior. And we want to, as business owners, tap into what people are naturally doing, automatically thinking, how they're automatically behaving as we provide solutions to their problems with our goods and services. So how do we tap into the natural tendency for people to get anxious and nervous about knowing how a situation is going to turn out? Well, number one, we provide them solutions to problems or situations that make them feel anxious or nervous or upset or in pain, wondering how something's going to turn out. If I have a migraine, for example, I'm a migraine sufferer, and my business or your business is to offer a migraine solution. Whenever I have a migraine, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. This is from the migraine sufferer's perspective. I just want the pain to go away, and I want a solution as quickly as possible. So if you can, with your product or service, communicate to me how using your product or service is going to get rid of the pain more quickly and easily and with less, friction or stress or drama to me, I am more likely to use your good or service because I have more certainty of how the situation is going to resolve itself, how my pain is going to go away, because you've done a good job communicating to me the time, and everything that I need to do to make that migraine go away, to relieve me of that pain. So communicating to your customers, your prospects, what your product or service can do to help them have more certainty of solving the problem or pain that they've got, the more you're going to get them off tenterhooks and get them doing business with you. Also, think of Hollywood, how well Hollywood does at building anxiety, and they actually use it to their favor. They build anxiety or curiosity, or with all the previews. They preview a movie for months, if not years. Think of the Harry Potter series. They previewed those movies and previewed those books for years, or a year sometimes, before the book would be released or the movie would be released. And sometimes 2 years, because, the final one became two instead of one. So that stretched out over like a 3-year period. You can build up the anxiety or emotion or excitement, because I like to flip things around. Instead of making people feel more anxious and more pain, although a lot of businesses and a lot of companies do that. Think AT&T commercials, how they would build up the emotions and the feelings of, oh, call your mom and things like that. And a lot of companies still do that. They build up your level of pain and then offer you the solution to that pain. So that's another way that you can use on tenterhooks. Like, I'm still trying to say it wrong, on tenterhooks, and build up that emotion so that people tap into it and are more likely to be drawn to your product or service. And again, I like to turn things around and make them a little more positive, but everybody doesn't do that. A lot of companies don't do that. But we can use the energy of the nervousness or the anxiety, and we as individuals or as business owners can be more prepared so that we can actually increase the probability of the outcome we want being achieved. So say we are creating a new product or a new solution to our ideal customers' pains or problems. We can plan, prepare, research and development, test, for heaven's sakes, different versions of that product or service. And we can ask our existing customers or potential future customers, and that again is all planning and preparation, to ensure that the probability of what we're going to launch is much more likely to be successful with less tweaks and changes down the road. Lots of companies do that as well. Think of iPhones. They launch products that aren't perfect, but that they know is next generation and their customers will love. Auto dealers launch cars with little bugs in them still, and they do recalls and they repair things after the fact, but they've ensured in a couple of ways that they're probably going to be more successful. Number one, they're quick to market. Number two, they know that they can fix things after the fact. Number three, they are planning and preparing, and they have tons of research and development, knowing that the probability of the outcome they want is much more likely. So that gets them off tenterhooks. So what can you do in your business to ensure that while you want your customers anticipating and anxious about your next thing, you want to solve their problems and know and prove and show to them that the probability that using their product increases the probability of them getting the solution that they want. You want to plan and prepare so that you can more likely predict what's going to happen in your business, and that the results that you want are going to be the results that you achieve. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow. Bye. Don't be on tenterhooks about anything today. See ya.